With John Pritchett, head coach of the Easton boys soccer team, year number 2 for you. Now, you didn't really get much of a season last year, with the spring season and not really being in the fall, and they didn't have anything to play for. This year, is that a motivating factor that they've got something to play for?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all the boys are bringing a lot more effort to their training. They know that every game matters. There's playoffs on the line. And that level of pride in playing for the school is meaning a lot to them, and we'll see a lot more this year.
You're here in the community. This is where you live. This is where you grew up. Your kids go, to Talbot County Public Schools, this school, and so it's got to be a sense of pride for you coaching them and knowing that it's not just about wins and losses. It's also developing good community members.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got a couple members of my staff that I went to school with. It's very, very nice to be able to be here, represent the Easton Warriors program, specifically boys soccer, and be here as a part of the school. Yeah, it's very meaningful because this is, for a lot of kids, this is a great way for them to not only get out and enjoy a beautiful game, but learn leadership, teamwork, everything that'll prepare them to be good, positive community members going forward.
So what's got to happen this year for you to determine the season a success?
Well, first and foremost, I want every one of my athletes to perform well in the classroom. It's our goal to be student athletes. On the field in particular, we want to be competitive in every game we play, whether we're playing for first place or playing for 500 or whatever our season determines. But if we play every game with passion and pride and heart, we'll go off the field with our heads held high.
Who are some of the players you're going to rely on to lead the way this year? You have a pretty young squad.
We have a very young squad. I have senior captain Alex Velasquez, who he and I developed a great relationship, and his leadership transcends through this team. Very much going to rely on him. Brian Warner, my other captain, manning our back line and communicating with our team. But really, I'm going to rely on the collective. We just all work together. We all bring each other up. We're trying to develop a culture of positivity here where we all work for each other throughout every training session, throughout every match, and throughout the entire season.
Alex Velasquez with us with an audience for the Easton High School boys soccer team. And Alex, this is a game that requires a lot of speed and a lot of skill. What can you bring to this team to help this season?
I can help them bring intelligence. I can help them out there in the field, work as a team, and work hard every day to get faster and stronger each time we practice in this field.
So how important is team chemistry to a boys soccer team?
I think it's very important because if you don't have any chemistry, you can't really move the ball around and we get locked down. So I think it's very important to move the ball quickly.
Is soccer a lot like basketball, requires a lot of talking?
Well, I don't know anything about basketball, but I guess it does require a lot of talking in basketball. And any sport, you need a lot of talking to do well.
How long have you been playing soccer?
About 2 years.
2 years, that's it?
Yeah.
And you're a starter and a captain on this team. That says a lot about the quality of your leadership.
Yeah. I mean, I only played for a team for 2 years, but in reality, we playing for like about 5 years just for fun, but not with the team. But
out of all the sports that you can play, why soccer?
Because, my parents came from Mexico, and that's pretty much it, That's religious over there to play soccer. My dad taught me how to play, and I fell in love with it.
So Brian Warner, center back, and I guess that's defense for soccer, right?
Yeah, so we both captains are defense. So
look at that. So is that a focus for this team to play better defense than more so than offense?
I know last year we had a lot of upperclassmen, and they graduated. So we are starting with a very young team. They're very hungry. They're very good. They're very athletic. So this defense is trying to be built back up to what we had last year. And in all fairness, I think it's actually been better.
What are the expectations for this team in your mind?
I think the overall goal is to win a state championship. Right now, it's trying to build that chemistry and start one game at a time, focus one game at a time, one practice. Forget the past. If you made a mistake, just keep going.
When you look at the North and the North Bay side, is there a team that you say that's the team we have to beat?
I know for me, from the past, I've wanted to beat certain teams that have beat us in the past. Kent Island's a great one. North Carolina, they're really all really good to beat. So for us, it's just trying to hit every single one and just take them down.
Is that a motivating factor for you as well? The 2A teams, all the 2A boys soccer teams are really good in the North and some very good ones in the South as well. Is that a motivating factor for you guys to, I want to be good like them, or I want them to be good like us?
I think we focus on ourselves and we want to be better than them. We want to be the best team on this shore. We want to be the best team in the state.
So you didn't get a season last year. You got a miniature spring season. How did you deal with that mentally and physically?
It was a little interesting, especially since it was in the spring, so I'm used to kind of playing in the fall. But overall, I just tried staying my normal routine as I usually do. Go to school, make sure I get my work done, make sure I'm staying, studying, and just go out and practice like usual. Try and ignore the fact that we had to it was like a mixed up year with mask and COVID and everything. But it was just basically sticking to my usual routine.